And so off the tip, it's Washington's ball. And it's Smart with the ball for Washington. And Eric Spoelstra, the head coach of the Miami Heat, receiving a record 8-year, $120 million extension. Craig, that's some big dough.
Is it ever? It remains coaching for the only NBA franchise he's ever worked for. Already one of the most tenured head coaches in the association, and that figures to continue for a while.
So a look at the starters for the Wizards. George is out there with Song. Then it's Marcus Smart. Then it's Chris Middleton. And it's Coulibaly in at the shooting guard position.
Well, Marcus Smart will not let that last three go unanswered. He delivers one of his own.
Pass to Adebayo. Shoots the three. And again, Miami with the triple.
The real. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
And you would expect nothing less from these two, taking pride and making plays.
In the corner, Smart with it. Here's Coulibaly. Here's Saw. Nice ball movement by Washington. 5 to shoot. Here's Smart. And Washington again with the bucket.
Well, you love how Marcus Smart collects himself, staying steady with the release despite being under pressure.
Burks sets a screen for Hero. Rebound by the Wizards.
Boy, he was wide open. You wonder, did he overthink it? That's a missed opportunity.
Sarr sets the screen for Smart. No good on the triple.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Hero, no good. The Wizards have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Sarr with it. Adebayo on him. Pass to George. Sarr with it. He's guarded by Adebayo. Sarr sets the screen for Middleton. Fires from deep. And Ware pulls it down.
That is fantastic defense on one of the best three-point shooters in the league. Didn't give him an inch of room.
Well, really nice delivery from Andrew Wiggins. We know he's a gifted scorer, but that will really smooth out his game.
Here's Smart following the basket by Bam Adebayo. The three from George. Out of bounds, Miami takes possession. And the great Dwayne Wade in attendance here in Miami.
Yeah, a three-time champion with the Heat. Helped bring them their first banner. In this town, that man is royalty.
And Washington making a change here. Kispert's checked in. Wiggins drives in. And here's Adebayo outside. That falls. Nice feed that time from Wiggins.
No hesitation from Adebayo there. Had to love seeing him taking this shot with confidence.
Middleton, a screen on Adebayo. Kispert wide open. He fires. And they come right back with their own three-pointer.
And how about the payback there, guys? You do you, I do me.
Oh, you love to see the competitive fire. A little bit of pride at stake.
Smart with the ball. Now defended by Adebayo. Near the three-point line, it's Kispert. It's Adebayo with the rebound. And it's Adebayo with the ball for the Heat. Wiggins passes to Hero. Now here's Burks. No one near Adebayo as he lets it go. No good from outside. Wizards have gone 4 of 7 from the field, shooting over 50%. Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, we all know about what Heat culture means. Bam Adebayo says we share the ball, play together, and we know where the shots are going to come from. We're just blessed to have a team like this. Everybody buys in, everybody competes, and everybody wants to get the job done. Kevin, back to you.
They've got great chemistry. Thanks, David. Now Hero, following the three-point attempt by Andrew Wiggins. Now here's Kispert, covered by Wiggins. Middleton with a screen for Kispert. Pass to Coulibaly. Smart on the wing. Burks covering. Takes the three. It's hauled in by Hero. And Miami shooting just about an even 40% to start. Here's Ware. Adebayo finds Hero, and the foul on Marcus Smart. That's his first foul.
Personal foul. First team foul. Substitution on the field.
5 seconds left here in the first quarter. Got it off in time. Guys, Bam Adebayo getting it done for Miami. He comes away with 11. And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. And let's quickly break down the game we've been seeing from the Heat, guys.
They just came into this game with the mindset of sharing the basketball.
When you keep everyone involved in the offensive end, it keeps everyone engaged in other areas as well.
We've got Tyler Hero. Robinson is out there with Kyle Anderson. And it's Larson in at the 2. That's the group in the game for the Heat. Hero from long range bangs home the trifecta. Hero's got the lead up to 3 now for Miami. GA, when it comes to the Wizards, they have a pretty spotty draft record over the past decade.
Kevin, it's tough to get things right in the draft. Plus, they have just had poor lottery luck, only selecting higher than 8th once in the last decade. But they have passed on some superstar level talent.
Wow, you don't see him left alone very often, and of course, he makes good use of it.
Pass to Jovic. Good ball movement here by the Heat. The kick out to Anderson. Here's Larson. 6 to shoot. Outside, Robinson launches a 3. That one, no good.
And I think that one could have easily have fallen for him.
Poole against Hero. Now, here's Poole. D right on him. Over to the wing. Pass to Carrington. A miss that time. Would have put him up. Miami's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Anderson can't get it to go. Washington's gotten fewer than half of their 3-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. He kicks to Poole. All alone. It's hauled in by Hero.
Well, they'll be happy with that look, even though it didn't fall.
I think expect them to go back to it because that's the kind of shot this offense is designed to generate.
And look at how confident Hero is from range. He'll take that shot whenever possible.
Champagnie passes to George. Spins. Pass to Carrington. And here is Poole. And the 3 ball is good. Poole's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Well, that 3-point shot just gives you so much room to operate on the offensive end.
We know the 90s were a different era, Greg. Either win the game or win the fight. Remember that? Do you miss that physicality?
Well, I will say, Kevin, it made for some great stories, but I don't think we're missing much without all the extracurriculars. And I think we have a beautiful game now.
Another shot. Shot by Champagnie, no good. Miami leading by 3. Here's Larson. And the Heat, another 3.
You cannot leave him alone like that, especially from long range.
With the step back. Pass to Carrington. Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. Out of bounds, Miami takes possession.
Listen, turnovers happen. You've got to move on to the next play.
Both teams deciding to change it up. And here's Hero. He'll bring it up for the Miami Heat. Only giving up 6 here in this quarter. And Anderson kicks to Hero. Cranes the 3-pointer. Hero's got 9 points now in the quarter.
Oh, a dead-eye shooter. Hero is always ready to snipe it off the feed.
And here's Brogdon from the arc. Rebound by the Heat. Robinson against Brogdon. And again, Miami with the triple.
Up of the two offenses here tonight, you can tell theirs is just a bit more in sync.
And I think because of that, they've gotten the better looks to start this basketball game. Well, he showed right there, this guy capable of making shots, especially if you leave him that wide open.
Ogden against Hero. Anderson outside. 2-on-1 as they jump out on the break.
And a terrific job on both ends of that sequence. Very slick steal and great transition offense.
Pass to Robinson. Anderson right side. Hero kicks to Anderson. Got a piece of it. And here we go. Washington fast break. Here's Carrington. Here's Champagny. Nothing on the board. Nailed from three-point land.
Well, deliver the pass where your teammate can do something with it. Nice.
Gets it off. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. Thank you, David, for that interview. And we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball. And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. You look at Bam Adebayo in this game, guys. He has been everywhere.
And those extra chances mean so much. And he has shaped the game with the way he's been pulling down those offensive boards.
Really putting his handprint on this game. You love the hustle. You love the work ethic he has had on display.
Here's who Brian Keefe is starting the second half with. We've got Bilal Coulibaly. Sarr out there with George. Then it's Marcus Smart. And it's Middleton in at the three, the small forward. On the wing, Coulibaly. Burks covering. Right wing. Here's Sarr. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. Sarr's got his first points of the game.
Already expanding his game. Sarr trying to get better at attacking quickly off the pass.
And now we've got some time to check in from the sidelines. You got for us, GA?
Kevin, thanks. Bam Adebayo talked about how his mentality has evolved over his career. He said, shoot the ball. I feel like that's been my evolution. It sounds very simple, but I came into this league as a defender. I feel like the progression's been shoot the ball, worry about everything else later. Kevin?
Certainly, DA is a two-way threat. On the wing, George. Sarr sets the screen for George. Pass to Sarr. 4 on the clock. Down low. Elbow shot is on the way. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Chris Middleton. That's his first foul.
Personal foul. Second team foul.
Miami leading by 4. There's been a lot of turnover in Washington doors over the last few years. Where do you think they go from here?
I think the first thing they're looking for, Kevin, is obviously a cornerstone around which to build your team. Recently, it was Bradley Beal. Now they are looking for someone to step up and be their guy.
Wizards trail by 4. Outside, Hero. Kicks it out to Wiggins. Wide open shot is on the money.
Well, there's that in-between game, right? Wiggins silky smooth from the start.
Middleton, a screen on Hero. The Wizards with another miss. He'd have gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the third quarter. Back to Wiggins. Outside, Hero. Pass to Adebayo. Burks, a screen on George. Adebayo kicks to Burks. Shoots. That one falls coming off Adebayo's feet. And now an 8-point Heat lead.
And what can't Adebayo do? I mean, gets the tough rebounds, scores the tough baskets, and then makes the right pass.
Sarr sets the screen for Middleton. They get the rebound. Outside for Smart. Pass to Middleton. Smart puts the pick in for Middleton. Lets it go with the three. He can't get it to go.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
You will not see this guy miss many of those. He's one of the keys to their floor spacing.
Smart passes to Middleton. George sets a screen for Middleton. Lob pass to George, and stolen by Wiggins. Fast break, here they come. From downtown, knocks down the three ball. Wiggins has got 5 points now in the quarter.
A terrific timing on that catch and shoot. Wiggins in complete command.
Smart deciding where to go with it. And that time, also a missed shot. The Heat leading by 11. In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. And George gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Robinson's checked in for the Heat.
Number 4. Substitution on the court.
1:19 left here in the third quarter. That one goes in. Robinson's got the lead up to 13 now for the Heat.
How about the inbound pass there? Easy bucket.
George against Adebayo. Poole the pass to Sarr. Koulibaly with it. A three ball. Hits it from three-point range. Koulibaly's got himself on the board with three there.
Yeah, surprised he doesn't have more shot attempts. He's been accurate. You'd think he'd want to take control now with them behind.
Right side Robinson for the three. And Sarr pulls it down. Sarr's got his fourth rebound with that last one here tonight.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
The finish in transition, nice and easy.
Poole against Hero. Adebayo with a screen on Poole. Adebayo kicks to Hero. Whoops, anticipated the pass. Turnover. On the wing, Koulibaly. Burks covering. Poole on the wing. George with the screen on Robinson. Poole. And the Wizards getting another bucket right there.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
You know, we see this all the time. You're basically, as a defender, hoping the man misses rather than putting in the work to get over screens.
And well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more action in store for us. Here's Poole. We've got Kevin Love. Hero out there with Duncan Robinson. And it's Larson in at the two-guard spot. That's the group in the game for the Heat. Holmes finds Brogdon. Now, here's Poole. Just 5 on the clock. For three, Kispert drops in the tray. Kispert's got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for the Wizards. Hero against Poole. Hero passes to Love. Trying to come right back with the three of his own, but it's no good. Pass to Kispert. Holmes with a screen on Love. Holmes kicks to Kispert. And here is Poole. Brogdon a screen on Love. Washington needs to get a shot off here. We've played just over 1 minute here in the fourth quarter. Robinson passes to Hero. Back to Robinson. Buries the long-range jumper. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Heat.
I like their defense tonight, and we don't talk about that side of the ball enough. You can really change a game when you get a bunch of steals and get out in transition.
I think one of the things that also strikes me is their activity forcing turnovers, coming up with steals. It has really shaped the tenor of this game.
Miami leading by 6. To the inside. Pass to Larson. A three. Robinson can't get that one to fall. Gisbert kicks to Brogdon. Tipped away. And there's the call on Malcolm Brogdon. That is his first foul of the game. And a new group getting ready for the Wizards. Sars checked in for Rashawn Holmes. Chris Middleton comes in for Corey Gisbert. Koulibaly, he's checked in for Malcolm Brogdon. And Marcus Smart is subbed in for Jordan Poole.
You can see why they go to this guy so often. More often than not, he's going to be very efficient like he is right here.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
And this is where you hope that he can find something easy so he can see the ball go through the net.
And this is the game plan for him. He's a big part of their floor spacing.
And right now, Greg, he is doing a great job delivering for this team, productive and efficient.
What I like here, even with the big lead, they continue to execute their offense.
And that, to me, is a sign of excellent coaching. There's an attention to detail. There is valuing of every possession.
Wiggins from outside. Rebounded by the Wizards. Sars got 5 rebounds tonight. Shots good by Middleton.
And if you're trying to get the most out of Middleton offensively, put him in catch-and-shoot situations.
The Heat leading by 9. Knocks it loose. Stolen by Middleton. Smart with the ball. And Burks picks him up defensively.
No hesitation at all on the alley-oop. Saw his teammate with a path to the hoop. And bang, lobbed it right up there for him to finish.
And he was ready for it when he elevated and made the catch. And the foul on Marcus Smart. That's his 4th foul of the contest. Wizards making a switch here. Gisbert's checked in. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the 4th quarter. Burks kicks to Adebayo. Back to Burks. Clock at 6. On the top of the key. The shot by Adebayo, no good.
Boy, a miss like that will drive any scorer crazy, especially with the defender giving a cushion.
Here's Smart. And again, Washington with the triple.
Well, Marcus Smart stays ready for these moments when his number is called, the ability to deliver a big-time bucket.
Hero kicks to Adebayo. Here's the 3. Washington with the rebound. And the Wizards with possession. They've scored 10 straight. Smart with the ball. Picked up by Hero. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. Wizards making a switch here. Champagne's checked in.
Number 9, Justin Champagne.
There's 49 seconds left in the 4th quarter of this one. Outside, Hero. Shot by Burks. Nobody around. A 3-pointer is right on target.
Looking to close it out. That one might have been the backbreaker.
Well, at this point, they're so far up, it would take a real collapse to give this game away at this point.
Pass to Adebayo. That falls. Nice feed that time from Wiggins. And it's a 10-point Heat lead.
Saw the opportunity to put this away and did not turn it down.
Yeah, playing with great energy and great effort. And as a coach, you'd love to see this from your team every single night.
Stolen by Smart.
And all of a sudden, that 3 puts them in striking distance, guys. He's had that shot working all night.
Yeah, and if he can stay hot from out there, his 3-point shot could be the tool they use to win this game.
And so the big win, but thanks so much, David. And that'll do it, folks.
And it's the Hawks to start out. Now the opening lineup for Atlanta. Johnson at the 4 with Okongwu at the 5. Dyson Daniels out there with Trae Young. And it's Risache in at the 3, the small forward. Here's the 3. And it's Miami with a rebound.
I'm not sure how he finds himself in so much space there. He's kicking himself for whiffing a bit on that one.
The baseline J. Right side Burks. Oh, drains the 19-footer. And here's Young. He'll bring it up for the Atlanta Hawks. Pass to Daniels. Three-pointer. And he's in the books. Now 1 for 2.
Yeah, a complete offensive player. Daniels can set people up, and he can knock down shots.
And Brett, the Heat always looking to compete year in, year out.
Well, for good reason. This team takes a lot of pride in giving themselves a chance every year. And the way the front office conducts their business is they believe they can put together the type of roster that is going to go out there and take care of things to put them in position to be successful.
Now here's Hero. And they waste no time getting those 3 points back.
And Hero early on in his career finds himself in these big-time moments.
Pass to Daniels. Fires it. The rebound by Burks.
Well, they shouldn't be giving that shot to anyone, but they certainly shouldn't be giving it to him. That's a big break for the defense.
Adebayo from long range. And again, it's Miami from deep.
Man, bigs like Adebayo gotta drain shots to keep the defense honest. Nice to see him working on that part of his game.
Here's Young. Drives to the hoop. Here's Daniels. And Atlanta hits again from deep.
And that's what they want to do. Get him open looks early.
Miami has gone 2 of 2 at the perimeter. Wiggins from long range. Knocks it down from distance.
What a response here from Wiggins, marching right back and answering with a triple.
Hero against Young. Pass to Daniels. Three-pointer. Rebound Miami. On the wing, Burks. Takes the 3. Okongwu with the rebound. And here's Young. He'll bring it up for the Atlanta Hawks. Trailing by 2. Outside Johnson. Young against Burks. From outside the arc. Adebayo grabs the board.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
Here's Ware. Three-pointer, no good. For Atlanta, they've gone just 3 for 7 here at the start. Outside Johnson. Picked up by Okongwu. Johnson passes to Okongwu. Johnson with it. Guarded by Adebayo. And there's the call. It's on Bam Adebayo. That's his first foul of the game. Robinson, he's checked in for Hero. Levert's checked in for Atlanta. Young, the pass to Daniels. Launches it. Can't get that one to go. He's just 2 of 5 now from the field. For Miami, they've gone 4 of 7, shooting a solid percentage. Miami, no good that time either. Atlanta's gone 3 of 7 from beyond the arc in the first. And you watch Jalen Johnson. His athleticism, man, it's unique.
Pretty unique at his size, right, B.A.? He just glides around the court. He's got great speed when they play in transition and can get above the rim. So this guy, a bit of a matchup nightmare, just think when he gets his confidence.
Now here's Burks. Pass to Robinson. The 3. Gets his second attempt to go. Now he's 1 for 2.
And Robinson with a timely trade.
There's a screen. Young, the pass to Daniels. Outside Young. For 3. Rebound Miami. For 3, Robinson. And the Heat, another 3.
That's his specialty right there. His confidence firing off the catch is remarkable.
Pass to Daniels. From the arc. That one's good, and it's Young with the assist. Daniels has got 9.
And both teams running long-range plays that are working.
Well, both of them looking towards the three-point line, and I like to see that, especially when the results are made buckets.
4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Adebayo, a screen on Young. 4 on the clock. Burks no good. Outside Young. Shot from the wing. Oh, and the buzzer beater is good!
Great job ending the quarter on a...
It's all tied in Miami. Stay with us now as we get set to bring you quarter number 2 after this. And some good action in the books as we get back to a game that's been pretty close so far here. Let's quickly break down what we've seen from the Heat.
They're getting a big contribution from the bench already.
They're looking for a spark here, and the coach tapped the right guys to get out there and provide it.
Kevin Love out there with Kyle Anderson. Then it's Duncan Robinson. Then there's Tyler Hero. And it's Larson in at shooting guard. That's the group on the floor for Miami. Fires the 3. Niang, that's good. Niang's gotten himself going here. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Grant, there's such intense rivalries at the college level. Do any of those carry over to the NBA?
Oh, BA, they sure do. I was part of some serious college rivalries. There was a lot of trash talk with the guys on the other side. It didn't stop that much after we got to the NBA.
Jovic, he's checked in for Miami. Anderson can't get it to go.
He is just so deadly from out there. You expect that to fall.
All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Hey, BA, the Hawks are figuring it out. Coach Quinn Snyder said, growth isn't linear. We want to just keep improving. The players have bought in. They're working. They're practicing hard, hitting the film. Everybody has been absolutely coachable. I think we're learning. Guys, it's all about the journey here.
Yeah, I'm trying to take that next step. That's how it's done. Thanks, Allie. There's the triple. Niang, that's good. Niang's got 6 in the quarter.
That's pretty much not how they wanted to bend the three-point line. Somebody's got to shadow him out there.
Hero for 3. Stolen by Capella. All alone on the break. And the slam dunk by Capella.
This game has been like a seesaw. Both teams going back and forth at one another.
Yeah, everybody trying to get away from one another, and the threads are keeping them close. This has been highly competitive.
And you look at the history of the Hawks. Brent, they've won 1 NBA championship. That was back in 1958.
Yeah, BA, tough for people in Atlanta to even recognize that because the team wasn't there in 58. They were in St. Louis, and they were led by the great Bob Pettit, who was one of the first really impressive, agile big man of his era.
Niang outside. Gets the 3 ball to go. And it's a 5-point Hawks lead.
The three-point shot has been his weapon of choice this quarter.
Hero for 3. Miami, no good that time either. And it's Atlanta's ball. They're on an 11-3 run. Lets it go from deep. They get it again. Pass to Niang. The 3 ball. Knocks down the triple. Niang's got 12 points in the game.
Well, Capella at that size really has no issues spotting the open man.
Hero, the pass to Jovic. From deep. Oh, clanks that one. He's 0 for 1 to start.
They are really struggling to stop this run.
Frustration seems to be mounting here, and you can see not just in their faces, but right now in their quick and hurried shot selection.
Niang outside. 6 to shoot. Fires from 14. It's hauled in by Robinson. Heat trail by 8. To the paint. Pass to Hero. Shot from 16. Capella with a rebound. Capella's got his 6th rebound on the night. And the call will be against Tyler Hero. That's his first foul. And Atlanta making a change here. Buffkin's checked in.
Substitution on the court.
And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. There's a screen. Niang. And Atlanta misses again. Miami has gone 7 of 14 from the perimeter in this one. Took the opportunity when he saw it. Anderson's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
Anderson he excels when he plays in the open court like that and has a chance to make a good decision.
Out of bounds, it'll go to the Heat. And the Heat with some changes. Adebayo's checked in for Anderson. Andrew Wiggins comes in for Robinson. And Mitchell subbed in for Hero. Young against Mitchell. Pass to Burks. Outside for Mitchell. 6 on the shot clock. The rebound by Atlanta. Outside Young. Out of bounds. It'll be Miami's ball. Heat trail by 5. Outside Burks. From behind the arc. It's rebounded by Rizachet. Here's Atlanta with the ball. They're on a 14-6 run. Young looking for an opening. There's the screen by Johnson. Let's go with a 3. Young can't hit. Wiggins passes to Burks. Back to Wiggins. Outside Mitchell. Fires for 3. Ooh, excellent D there from Young. That shot off. And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. Hawks ahead, leading by 5. And we'll be back with you shortly.
Fans, please represent the center court. And get ready for the fan half-court shot.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. One guy who's been getting it done is Georges Niang.
Through 2 quarters of play, he's been an excellent source of points.
Yeah, he's shouldering the load right now and looking really comfortable while he's doing it.
Getting underway in the second half. Here's the 5 for Quinn Snyder. Rizachet and Johnson, they're the forwards. Trae Young out there with Dyson Daniels. And it's a Kongwu in at the 5, roaming the paint. And Grant, the Heat, last season retiring Udonis Haslam's number 40.
Yeah, he played his entire 2-decade career in his hometown of Miami. And for all of his contributions on the court, he meant to this organization off the floor was just as important.
Count that bucket. Hero's gotten his 3rd basket of the night.
Such a critical part of how their offense is going to flow. Things are only working when he seems to be on the floor.
Oh, Trae virtually automatic from deep.
Just incredible. I mean, he's really making it rain out there, knocking them down one after another.
Kind of like he's in his living room right now. He's found the comfort zone. Once he gets that, the defense knows they're in trouble.
About a minute played here in the second half. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. Heat trail by 9. Boy, they need something to go to regain some confidence.
No question. Way too many empty possessions for them.
Adebayo, that's good.
Just another thing that Bam brings to your team, the ability to knock down jumpers.
All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Hey, Brian. Jalen Johnson is developing the complete game. He said, I watch the guys who do everything. That's my mindset. I want to be at least solid in every department and then keep building on that, adding bits and pieces here and there. Brian, his versatility is already drawing attention league-wide.
Yeah, there's no question about that, Allie. Thank you. Young from long range, and it's Young again missing. The Heat have gone 3 of 5 from the field in this 3rd quarter. To the inside, pass to Burks, uncovered. Good on the jump shot.
You love how eager Wiggins is to involve his teammates. That's a nice assist.
And so it's Young with it. He brings it up for the Hawks. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Here's Daniels. That's in. Coming off an assist from Young. Daniels has got 12. Miami's gone only 1 of 3 from deep here in the 3rd. Hero finds Adebayo. And again, it's Miami from deep.
Oh, you gotta love the back and forth, showing real confidence at the arc.
They're both teams finding ways to the 3-point line and trying to take advantage from distance.
Pass to Daniels. There's the drive. Young with a screen on Burks. The kick out to Young. There's the 3. They grab their own miss. Here's a Kongwu. Off target at the rim.
You're not going to see that very often. The defense in the vicinity, but still, he's not one to blow layups.
Incredible game. This lead has been exchanged 8 times.
Tremendous show of will and resilience on both sides.
And we have seen Andrew Wiggins step up as the second-best player on a title team. But it's all about his consistency, Brent.
Well, Andrew Wiggins' role, I believe, changed last year. A little in and out of the lineup for Andrew, and the changes around him have not been ideal. I hope that he embraces whatever it is that the coaching staff wants him to lock in this year, because as a two-way player, Andrew Wiggins is still very capable.
Atlanta's gone 3 of 7 from deep so far in the third quarter. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Young.
A sloppy turnover. When you're not locked in, pay the price.
And the Heat making a change here. Robinson's checked in. Niang, he's checked in for the Hawks. LeVert comes in for Young. The Hawks trailing. Johnson a screen on Hero. Niang, the pass to Johnson. And once again, off the mark by Atlanta. And it's Miami's ball. They're on a 15-6 run. Hero for 3. Atlanta with a rebound. Okongwu's got 6 rebounds in the game. Niang, left side. Pass to LeVert. Back to Niang. From behind the arc. The rebound by Ware. Ware's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Hero, the pass to Robinson. 32 seconds left in the third quarter. 4-3. Fires in the triple. Robinson's got 9.
That's his game right there. Robinson, one of the more deadly shooters in the NBA.
Niang outside. Pass to Johnson. Back to Niang. Three-pointer. Knocks down the long J. 15 points in the game.
Can't talk enough about the subtleties in that setup right there. The assist, really the key to that entire sequence.
That takes us to the end of the third quarter. What a game. Neither team giving ground. All right, let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
This is the definition of team chemistry. I love to see this kind of communication and connection between teammates leading to the perfect pass.
The coaches talk about it all the time, but to be able to play with that kind of feel, nice play, collaborating, improvising, and organic.
Well, what a terrific game it's been so far. With this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. They've got Tyler Hero. Duncan Robinson is out there with Kyle Anderson. And it's Highsmith in at the 4. That's the group in the game for the Heat. The Heat with the lead. And here's Robinson. Here's Larson. Hero on the wing. Lets it go from deep. Drills it from deep.
Tyler Hero ready to pull the trigger at any time.
Atlanta's gone 0 for 2 from outside here in the fourth quarter. Krejci, the pass to Niang. Just over a minute played here in the fourth. And that one's good, man.
These teams are finding the range, showing a lot of confidence.
It seems like they're going to find out who can make the deepest threes. Right now it's a shootout.
Counted from distance.
In that time, Tyler Hero just so quick on the pull-up. Defense could not recover.
Here's LeVert. Niang outside. Pulls up on the wing and right on target.
Now that's the kind of passing right there that makes a difference. Not just in that possession, but maybe on your play for the entire game.
Here's Larson. And the Heat, another 3.
Hero knowing about the whens and the wheres for an assist.
Niang, pass to LeVert. Back to Niang. The 3. The putback. Controls the rebound and the putback.
I always love the hard work on the glass. Just great activity.
Pass to Larson. Outside Robinson. The rebound by Krejci. Hawks trail by 3. Niang with it. Outside for LeVert. Here's Krejci. The shot is good, and this game is back to even.
Easy look when the defender isn't fighting over the screen.
Yeah, the coach over there just asking for one simple thing, and that's some effort. Got burned on that one.
Kicks it to Hero. Here's Highsmith, defended by Nie. The three is up. And it's Highsmith missing. And here's Capella. He'll bring it up for the Atlanta Hawks. Krejci, the pass to Nie. Now Capella to take the lead. Back to Nie. They set a pick. The three is up. And it's Miami with a rebound.
At this point, I'm not sure if it's the play calling or the player himself.
And it's a completely new group for the Hawks. For Miami, they've got 3 of 6 shots to go in this fourth quarter. Hero against Young. Round. From deep, Johnson drains the triple. And it's a 3-point Hawks lead.
That's a clutch shot by a big-time shooter. And where's the D?
There's the double with Okongwu. Works for 3. Again, the Heat misses.
And you know they were praying for that one to go down.
Man, that's just tough because that would have tied up the score. It's a tough one to swallow here in the fourth.
Trae Young, not the biggest guy on the court, but will take the biggest shots.
Hero, the pass to Wiggins. Outside Burks. Miami, no good that time either. On offense, here are the Hawks. They're on a 16-6 run. Outside Young. And a miss there on the triple.
It all comes down to this possession. They must get points.
Well, you can't make any mistakes right here if you want to keep hope alive. Their execution has to be precise.
They'll probably slow things down now.
Burn the clock while you have the lead. I like that.
Burks with it. Now Okongwu defending. Offensive rebound. Pass to Wiggins. And here's Burks. Back to Wiggins. Shot clock at 5. The Heat need to get one up in a hurry. Money. Oh, a tremendous 3. We're tied.
Wow. That takes steady nerves right there.
Not backing down from this moment here. When the game is close, he kicks it up a notch.
Now Young. From downtown. Misses the 3. And so it's Eric Spoelstra with the timeout here. And a great call on his part. This is the time you want to be in sync right here. Here's Hero. Time expires. We're going to overtime. And we'll be back right after this. Boy, these teams have battled tooth and nail for 4 quarters. Now we're headed to overtime. This one should be fun. Here we go. They've got Andrew Wiggins. Alec Burks is out there with Tyler Hero. Then it's Bam Adebayo, and it's Ware in at the center position, locking down the middle. And Atlanta shooting an average of 43% for the floor. Young finds Okongwu. Alley-oop up top, hammer it home.
A great read between those two guys. The defense didn't stand a chance, B.A.
These two teammates right here, Grant, they are connected.
No way he's going to pass that shot up. The D is way too far back and relaxed in getting out on him.
Young from long range. Tries again. The rebound by Ware. Ware's got rebound number 12 here already in the game. Hero outside. Fires from deep. And again, it's Miami from deep.
He's a guy that lives for a big moment like that. Great focus and courage in the clutch.
The kick out to Johnson. Okongwu up top. Outside Young. Clock at 6. Jacks up a 3. Miami grabs the miss.
I know he's on a cold streak, but he can't let that get in his head.
Especially if you're a player that doesn't get a lot of shot attempts. But otherwise, the mindset is, I just got to get the next one to go. And you don't want to put that much pressure on yourself.
Adebayo passes to Hero. Back to Adebayo. Three-pointer. Atlanta with a rebound. Okongwu's got rebound number 8 here already in the game. Pass to Daniels. For 3. And that one goes. He's shooting 5 of 9 in this one.
And how about Daniels embracing the spotlight? He loves hitting these big-time shots.
Kicks it to Hero to the left side wing. Hero on the wing. Adebayo, a screen on Young. Here's Hero. Off target from the baseline. Here's Atlanta with the ball. Young on the drive. Puts up a 3. The rebound by Ware.
He's been tremendous at corralling misses all night long.
Yeah, it's almost like he's got a magnet on that ball here tonight. He's in the right spot all the time.
Opportunistic basketball. Gets a great look at the 3 in transition.
Hero with it.
They can't go empty on any of their possessions from here on out.
Can't come away empty. That would be the nail in the coffin.
Wiggins outside. Now Young with a steal. And now the Hawks on the break. Cash.
Really feels like they're in control. They've got a big lead with time dwindling.
Yeah, looking for a miracle worker out there is the opposing coaching staff. I don't know that they have one. This game seems to be well in hand.
And Atlanta with possession here. And they committed intentional foul. We'll see another one of those, so they get into the penalty.
Yeah, just a must-foul situation to stop the clock.
And so they choose to intentionally foul. So the first one drops, and that'll put them up 2. Second one is good, getting both at the line. And it's a 3-point game.
Huge free throws, bumps the lead up to 3, and now they simply have to guard against the 3 ball.
Outside Burks. It's picked off. And so it's Atlanta who scrapes by with a win. All right, Allie, good stuff there. Thanks for that. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast.
to stand to create more offense.
Well, that's usually the best way to attack, especially against good defenses. Ball movement moves the defense, and when you've got the defense on the move, that's when you can break them down and get high percentage shots. It takes patience. It takes unselfishness.
It seems to be the most efficient way, doesn't it?
It does, especially against really good defenses.
A look at Atlanta's opening lineup. In the post, it'll be Johnson and Okongwu. Young is out there with Daniels. And it's Rizachet in at the small forward. Now Young, after Chris Middleton missed from long range. Young outside. Over Smart. Young, no good.
Well, that one should be in his wheelhouse, but just off the mark.
Back to Smart. For three. Sinks the triple.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
And the way the Wizards like to play, Greg, you can expect them to get out and run.
Yeah, they're young and they can fly, right? They've got speed and athleticism to get up and down the floor. They'll push the tempo as much as you allow them. And his competitiveness showing through, that's an aggressive finish.
Yeah, and getting out in transition allows for some easy points before that defense is fully set.
Now here's Smart. Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thanks very much. Brian Keefe gave me a few minutes to catch up. Now, I asked him about trying to slow down Trae Young, and the coach said you have to get the ball out of his hands. He can hurt you with the pass and with his shot. I'm not going to be surprised if you see them blitzing and doubling him a good portion of the game. Back to you.
Thank you, David. The Wizards have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Here's Middleton. Smart kicks to Middleton. From past the arc. Rebound by the Hawks. Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. It's deflected. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Smart.
Great energy on the deflection and a good job disrupting their offense.
Yeah, there's nothing easy on offense. Coaches love seeing that kind of hustle on the defensive end.
Young with no one around. Here's Okongwu. And the layup's good off the glass.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Once he gets in deep on the defense, there is no way he's missing a layup like that.
Shot's good by Middleton.
And how smooth is that jumper? Middleton making it look easy from the corner.
Pass to Daniels. Takes a three. And he's good on the three ball.
Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
And sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Several lead changes going on here in the early portion of this game.
Yeah, it reminds me of that cameo song, Back and Forth.
2 minutes remaining in the first quarter. 2 minutes.
There's 1:54 left in the first. Pass to Coulibaly. Young against Smart. Young dishes to Daniels. Here he goes. Back to Young. And the foul on Marcus Smart. That is his first foul of the game. And the Wizards making a change here. Kispert's checked in. And the Hawks making a change here as well. Levert's checked in for Rizachet. Young from outside. The shot is good. It's his second bucket in 5 tries.
And one thing about Trae Young, this guy has zero fear. Always looking to pull from deep.
We're talking about Trae Young here, GA. What stands out most about him to you?
Well, Kevin, I'd say just how confident he is, right? He plays with that unique energy and swagger. And you love him if he's on your team and can't stand him if he's playing against you.
Greg, since making it to the Eastern Conference Finals in 2021, the Atlanta Hawks haven't been that good.
And it was hard to tell if that was a Cinderella run at the time, but Kevin, looking like that might have been the outlier. The Hawks took some risks to get back there, but it just hasn't worked.
Looking at who's out there now for the Hawks. Clint Capella comes in for Okongwu. And it's Rizachet in for Daniels. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for Washington.
Well, so far they've done a great job of reading the offense and repeatedly putting themselves in the right place to interrupt the play and force turnovers.
And they've also done a great job turning defense into offense tonight, creating turnovers and capitalizing on the other end.
So for the Wizards, Champagne's checked in, and Kispert subbed in for Koulibaly. Then for the Hawks, George Niang comes in for Jalen Johnson. Mann subbed in for Trae Young. Niang with the ball, defended by George. Back to Capella.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. The solo alley-oop? That's not something we see too often.
Timed perfectly. Caught the defense totally off guard. LeVert against Poole. Kispert, the pass to George. Kispert with it. It'll count. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And that concludes a high-scoring first quarter with both teams tied. And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far on the scoreboard. And when you consider how the Wizards are doing, guys, your thoughts?
I know it's early, but all those three-pointers, boy, do they add up.
And with each made three, their confidence continues to build. Their opposition might want to change their approach to try to slow them down.
On the court for Atlanta, Terrence Mann is out there with George Niang. Then it's Clint Capella. Then there's Rizachet, and it's LeVert in at the point.
Well, he's been very good at the line, and we all know free throws can make or break you in the end.
Here's Rizachet. He has yet to score. It's good from long range.
A true highlight of Rizachet's game, his ability to just knock it down from beyond.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
They grab their own miss. Pass to Mann. Tries the spin move. The offensive rebound. Now Niang. Here's Capella. Oh, and the jam by Capella.
Just has a nose for the ball. Capella skilled at gaining ideal position for those offensive rebounds.
And now we've got some time to check in from the sidelines. You got for us, GA?
Kevin, thanks. I asked Quinn Snyder what he enjoys most about coaching, and the Hawks coach said the opportunity to compete in such an intense way. Also, the tactics of the game and the intellectual part of player development. It's rewarding to see and have a part in someone's growth and improvement. Kevin?
David, that's coaching, right? Growth and development. A mind for the game, for sure. I've always respected Coach Snyder. Based on the last few decades, we've seen the three become more and more necessary for offenses. Wondering if you think that's a good thing.
Well, it is, and teams not only understand the value of making a lot of three-point shots, but the threat of the three spreads out defenses and actually makes it easier for you to get shots at the rim. So the three is absolutely necessary to be a great offensive team in this league.
Quickly, is the arc too close? Should they move it, maneuver that a little bit?
Well, the skill level is really, really high. I like the suggestion of keeping the arc the same all the way around, which would eliminate the corner three.
And so it's Capella with it. He brings it up for Atlanta. There's the three. Rebounded by Holmes. Wizards have gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%.
Look at the big fella working on that possession. He knows how to fend guys off and get those rebounds.
Lets the three fly. The Hawks again can't hit. Washington trailing. And with this era of the Atlanta Hawks streak, they've gone as far as their defense has let them.
You look back at their conference finals run in 21. That was the last time they had a top 10 defense. So scoring's never been the issue with this core, but defense has been non-existent.
And for the defense, that is a heart-sinking moment when you see him that wide open from beyond the arc.
Now, here's Brogdon. Scoreless thus far. Holmes setting the bit for Brogdon. Kispert kicks to Brogdon. 5 on the clock. Shoots over LeVert. And again, Washington no good. Atlanta leading by 4. Here's Mann. His three-pointers off the mark. Washington's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. And George with this stuff.
And you can see him give a little nod and then just burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
A pair of teammates, Greg, with a terrific feel for each other. Now, here's Brogdon. That's tipped. Here's Niang. And it's good off the back of the rim and in. Niang's got the lead up to 4 now for Atlanta. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for the Hawks.
Well, their defense has been really impressive, especially the number of blocks they've managed to get. It's not easy to keep denying guys at the rim.
And guys, they've also done a great job generating offense from their defense, forcing turnovers and making the defense pay for those mistakes.
Washington's gotten cold from deep in the second quarter, just 2 of 6 from long range. Brogdon outside. Lob pass to George. Out of bounds. Atlanta will take possession.
Yeah, not a great pass there. You got to be on the same page as your teammates.
And a new group getting ready to come in for Washington. Sars checked in for Rashawn Holmes. Chris Middleton comes in for Kispert. Coulibaly, he's checked in for Malcolm Brogdon. And Marcus Smart is subbed in for Jordan Poole. Young looking around. Back to Johnson. Young outside. Smart with the steal.
Definitely got to use the clock here and get the last shot.
Yeah, but if you get an open look, you got to think about taking it no matter how much time is left on the clock.
It's almost too easy for the rookie. Sar, he just pops up and finishes off that lob.
He got it up. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a very close game here. Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after this break.
And now, please direct your attention to center court. And get ready for the fan half-court shot. Rose, please. They're thinking about the shot.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. Wow, you look at Corey Kispert. What a contribution.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
Yeah, and in terms of slowing him down, I think they're going to have to change things up. Give him some different looks.
We've got Chris Middleton. Sar out there with George. Then it's Marcus Smart. And it's Coulibaly in at the 2-guard spot. So that's who Brian Keefe starts the second half with. Here's Middleton following the 3 by Atlanta. Smart kicks to Middleton. Smart deciding where to go with it. Pass to Coulibaly. Atlanta with the rebound. Okongwu's now got 5 rebounds tonight. And George gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game.
First team foul.
Young from outside. And again, Atlanta with the triple.
And this kid, Ricochet, is a team-first kind of player, willing to give it up to the open man.
And there's the call on Ricochet. That'll be his second foul of the game.
First team foul.
A little over a minute gone here in the second half. The shot by Middleton, wide open. And right away, they match it with a 3-pointer of their own.
And I love seeing Middleton rise up there with confidence, knocking it down for that corner 3.
Oh, and there's the alley-oop.
Yeah, nice, silky finish on the alley-oop from the stupendous feed.
That sequence couldn't have been executed any better. Young for three. Jacks up a three. And Sarr pulls it down.
Well, you can tell he thinks he should have had that one. Even harder on him when he's got a good look like that and it doesn't go down.
Man, it's close, but, didn't get on balance quick enough.
On the wing, Koulibaly. Offline with his three. Hogs have gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. And Reza Shea, the prototypical size and skill for a wingman.
Yeah, he's got some jelly to his game. Handle, touch. At his size, that becomes very tough to contain.
And that one, good. Middleton's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Terrific ball movement leading to the basket. You love to see it.
And the foul on Marcus Smart. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far.
Second team foul.
Here's Young, down low. Pass to Reza Shea. Spins. Back to Okongwu. Just 5 to shoot. On its way from Young for 2. They get it back. Reza Shea. And the foul called on Alex Sarr. That's his 1st foul.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
So both teams making some changes here. Stolen by George. And here we go with George. Nobody back. Sarr's shot is off.
And what should have been a simple pass and finish ends up in a missed opportunity on that alley-oop attempt.
Yeah, that just comes down to the timing being off between those two guys.
Here's Niang. He's got 8. Broke loose. And here we go. Washington fast break. Harrington, that's good.
Good job of stepping up to the plate there, seizing back the momentum for his team.
Yeah, plenty of lead changes in this game. It's gone back and forth.
Cans it from downtown.
Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Atlanta's gone 4 of 6 from three-point land since the start of the second half. On the wing, Johnson. Driving in. Took the contact and tried to throw it down over the top. But instead, he'll shoot free throws.
He gets right to the rim, but the defense there to deter.
Wizards making a switch here. Champagne's checked in. And the Hawks making a change here as well. Matthews is checked in. Cool with it. He's picked up by LeVert. Pass to Carrington. They set the pick. From deep. Rebound by Johnson. The Hawks leading by 3. Outside Matthews. Lets it go from deep. Washington with the rebound. And the call will be against Karis LeVert. That is his 1st foul of the game. Wizards making a switch here.
Substitution for your Wizards.
Here's Carrington. He's covered by Matthews. And another miss by Washington. And so LeVert will bring it up for Atlanta. Okongwu a screen. And here's Matthews from the arc. Wizards trail by 3. Here's Carrington from the arc. That shot off the mark.
And he has been ice cold from beyond the arc here since halftime, and he continues yet to fire away. He has got to tone it down if he wants to help his team.
The shot by Okongwu, no good. Lets it go. And it's Carrington missing.
And I was sure that was money on that one, but everyone is afforded an easy miss or 2.
Yeah, it was a great look. Sometimes they don't fall. You've just got...
We're at the end of the 3rd, and we've still got a close one. Hawks lead by 3. We'll be back shortly, live from Washington. And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Now that is an elite level dish. What a great pass.
We've reached the fourth quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. So with Johnson sitting on the bench, here's the 5 for Quinn Snyder right now. They've got George Niang, also Clint Cabela out there. Karis LeVert is out there with Terrence Mann. And it's Krejci in at the 1.
There's a certain resiliency to this team, and you're starting to see it.
Yeah, and as a coach, you love having a team like this. They've got zero quitting.
Three-pointer. Another 3 for Atlanta.
And you can tell he's looking for his shot. He just believes in it.
Well, yeah, and the defense is going to have to respond to that and chase him off the arc.
Oh, drew the foul and almost hit the three-point bucket. And he'll go to the line to shoot 3. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. Scoring breakdown for the Hawks.
Well, they've been absolutely on fire from deep. And until the defense offers more resistance, the coaches are going to keep encouraging them to let it fly.
And another stat that they've excelled at is points off assists. They're moving the ball around and creating great looks for one another.
Here's Gay. It's rebounded by Poole.
Well, he's going to have some explaining to do on the sideline about why he took that shot.
Yeah, you know, back in the day, you'd be taking a seat. Now, unfortunately, it seems like we see too many ill-advised shots.
Pass to Carrington. And a miss there on the triple. The Hawks leading by 4. 4 on 3 as they bring it up. The 3. Another 3 for Atlanta.
Their ability, again, to stretch the floor, particularly in this second half.
Yeah, and where has the defense been? They've been content to let them fire away. They've got to close out to the arc.
Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Here's Carrington. LeVert defending. George sets a screen for Brogdon. Now Bay. This one for 3. LeVert grabs the miss.
Oh, man, you know he'd love to have that one over.
Here's Gay. And that one off the back of the rim and in. Gay's got his first 2 points of the night. Wizards trail by 6. Brogdon kicks to George. Back to Brogdon from outside the arc. The shot's good on the assist by George.
And what an effort from Brogdon on the play, doing whatever it takes to find the basket they needed.
Hands against George. Last a game. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Washington's gotten 3 of their 6 three-pointers to fall here in the 4th. Poole with it. And the Hawks with a completely new group on the floor.
Second team foul. Substitution on the court.
Ball's knocked loose. Rizachet with the steal. Now the Hawks moving it the other way. And it's Johnson with the jam.
And this is what you love about the game. Superb defense, great steal, and just like that, they add 2 points to this narrow lead.
And taken away by Johnson. And here we go again. Atlanta on the break. Back to Young. Johnson outside. Good ball movement here by the Hawks. Young with the ball. Now guarded by Middleton. And Trae Young gets the 3. And it's an 8-point Atlanta lead.
Yeah, so skilled offensively. Getting the ball in his hands is generally a good idea.
Atlanta's gone 4-6 from beyond the arc in the 4th quarter so far. On the wing, Johnson. And all around the rim that time before dropping in. Johnson's got the lead up to 10 now for Atlanta. Middleton for 3. Buries it from 3-point range.
And when it comes off the hands of a shooter like Middleton, there's just something so pretty and fluid about the pull-up.
Young from outside. Washington with the rebound. 43 seconds left to play here in the 4th. Always going up for the alley-oop here. And Sarr throws it down.
And this kid has star written all over him. Star putting the league on notice.
And there it is for him.
They're in total command of this game with time starting to run out.
Yeah, and at this point, the focus is take care of the ball, no needless fouls, and no threes.
Young outside. Okongwu with the screen on Smart. And the foul on Marcus Smart. That will get him his 4th foul of the game.
First team foul.
So it's the Hawks now. Young outside. Fires for 3. It's hauled in by George. Good on the shot. Puts up a deep 3. Got a hand on it. And so the Hawks take the win. A truly gutsy performance away. All right, DA, thanks again. And that's going to do it tonight, folks.
outdoors. You were a gifted passer, a conference assist leader. What makes a great playmaker?
Well, look at Brian Anderson doing his homework on his partner here. I think, obviously, you have to have some vision. You've got to have a handle to be able to get to the spots you want to on the floor, to deliver the pass at the appropriate angle. But maybe most importantly, you have to have a desire to make your teammates better.
And the starting lineup for Miami, they've got Tyler Hero. Andrew Wiggins is out there with Bam Adebayo. Then there's Alec Burks, and it's Ware in at center. Now here's Middleton. No good on the triple. Burks for three. Here's Hero. It's rebounded by Washington.
Analytics already don't favor the mid-range jumper, let alone against exceptional defense.
They set the pick. Right side, Coulibaly. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Wiggins.
You see his active hands knocking that pass out of bounds.
Well, that's what you call a game of inches. They talk about it in football. We see it right there.
Now here's Middleton. He buries it from three.
Now, if you're the defense, you can't allow Middleton to heat up out there. I mean, he can be so efficient from long range.
And Grant, when you play the Wizards, you better be ready to run.
BA, they like to speed you up. They force you to play at their pace. And on the flip side, that gives you open floor opportunities as well.
And there's the call. It's on Bam Adebayo. That's his first foul.
Personal foul. First team foul.
And we're about a minute and a half into the first quarter. Pass to Coulibaly. Shot clock at 6. Middleton looking around. And Sarr with the basket. On the assist by Middleton.
You know, Sarr established himself in the paint and took advantage of what they gave him.
Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
Brian Keefe had a few moments to share with me. Right away, he acknowledged they're facing one of the best defensive players in the league in Bam Adebayo. He told me Bam can do it all. He can protect the rim, he can defend in isolation, he can rebound. So we have to keep our composure, be aware of his presence, and not let him dictate what we do. All right, let's send it back to you guys.
Good job there, Allie. Thanks. And we've got a whistle. He was fouling with a purpose. And in that spot, in that situation, it's got to be a transition take foul. At 6'9", Bam Adebayo is on the shorter side of centers. Yet he is elite defensively, Grant.
He's been top 5 in Defensive Player of the Year voting a bunch of times. Bam has an incredible motor, a great IQ, and he's a switchable big. That's huge in today's game.
Now here's Kispert. Middleton with a screen on Adebayo. Three-pointer Kispert. And Hero grabs the board.
Well, you're trying to answer the three, but you force up a shot that he would have been better off passing up.
Sinks it from distance.
Yeah, rising up on a dime. I love seeing Hero be assertive like this.
Here's Middleton. Pass to Smart. And again, Washington, no good. Hero on the wing. Back to Adebayo. Here's Ware. Defended by Kispert. Puts it up. And it's Ware missing. The Wizards trail by 7. Can they get it? Can't get it to go. Making him 0 for 2.
And he probably thought he was going to bury that one.
Hero for 3. The kick out to Wiggins. Pass to Ware. Second chance effort. It's rebounded by Washington.
And this is a shot he can definitely make, and the defense not a factor at all.
Kispert on the wing, hounded by Wiggins. Smart outside, from outside the arc, buries it from 3.
I tell you, it's not often, but Marcus Smart working the pick and roll, effective in that particular instance.
Here's Adebayo, and that makes him 3 for 4. He's looking good.
Well, the versatility he possesses makes him a very tough cover, guys.
Hero for 3. Rebound by Middleton. And so Middleton will bring it up for the Wizards. They trail by 6. Back to Koulibaly. Kispert outside. And the call will be on Corey Kispert. That's his first foul.
I love great defense. Just quick to establish his feet, and he takes the hit.
Both teams will make substitutions. Miami leading by 6. Left side Mitchell. Outside Robinson. Pass to Adebayo. Fires the 3. The shot no good.
He is too good a shooter, guys, to be left open like that. The defense just dodged a bullet there.
And he gets that one. The Wizards have gone 3 of 8 so far. Poole for 3. The rebound by Ware. Now here's Adebayo. Takes the 3. Pure from three-point range.
And early on, they've been on a tear. Just getting whatever they want offensively.
Well, what I love is the game plan has been solid from the opening tip. And guys are making their shots. That's critical.
And so it's Miami with a 9-point cushion at the end of the quarter. And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. All right, guys, some stats here. The scoring breakdown for the Heat.
Well, we're in the era of the three-point basket. So if you want to win games in this league, you have to connect from deep. And they have been thus far.
And the other thing that's working for them tonight, getting out into the open floor. A lot of the damage coming in transition. Setting the floor for Miami. They've got Kyle Anderson. Jaime Jaquez out there with Duncan Robinson. Then it's Davion Mitchell. And it's Larson in at the 2. Jaquez. And again, Miami with a triple.
Man, this is just fun. These teams are trading threes back and forth.
Well, that three-point shot just gives you so much room to operate on the offensive end.
A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
Here's a great quote from Coach Eric Spoelstra, who said, "The Miami Heat culture is a system based on discipline and hard work. We stand for something. That's competition. That's winning. We feel that there's a championship DNA that you can develop." And Brian, they walk the walk.
One of the great organizations in the league, Allie. Terry Rozier, he's checked in for Mitchell. And this is a star-driven league. But talk about the importance of role players, Grant.
Oh, B.A., a lot of times they're the ones who carry the day. You know what you'll get from your stars, but when the X factor ignites, that can make the difference.
Poole, the pass to Bay. And he's going for the oop here. The kick out to Poole. Lets the 3 fly. Jaquez grabs the board. Miami leading by 6. Fast break. Here come the Heat. Here's Larson. Jaquez finds Rozier. Here's Larson. Here's the 3. And Bay pulls it down. George, a screen on Robinson. Shot's good by Carrington.
Well, if you offer no resistance defensively, he's going to knock down the 3. It's really that simple, guys.
Rozier, right side. Jaquez, pass to Rozier, and the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jordan Poole. That's his first foul. Brogdon's checked in for Poole. Highsmith, he's checked in for Miami. Tyler Hero comes in for Robinson. Pass to Hero. There's the triple. Rebound by the Wizards. Well, Grant, the Miami Heat are as professionally run as any franchise in this league.
Yeah, and certain numbers point to that. They minimize turnovers, they don't commit cheap fouls, and they hit their free throws. So, in other words, they don't give anything away.
And stolen by Bay. Left side, Brogdon. Ooh, and he took a hard foul on the shot. So he'll head to the line to shoot a pair. Terry Rozier picks one up. It's his first trip to the line. And that one falls. That puts him up 1 point in the game now. And here in the second quarter of action, just a hair under 2.5 minutes played. Kicks it to Hero. Out to the wing. Rozier from outside. Nails it from beyond the arc. Rozier's gotten himself going with a triple. His first basket of the game. Bay against Wiggins. Pass to Carrington. Outside for Bay. Clock at 6. Fires in the triple. Bay's got 5.
Always a bonus when points come from unlikely sources. And you can see this guy's been working on that shot.
Rozier with it. Now guarded by Bay. And here's Wiggins. Over to the left wing. Adebayo from long range. And Bay pulls it down. George against Hero. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
One of the trickier plays to judge, but it would be hard to argue against the call.
It is really difficult to get your feet completely set, to stay completely still. It's almost surprising to me that it isn't called more often.
Adebayo from long range. Again, the Heat misses. The Wizards have gone a terrific 4 of 5 here in the second quarter. Here's Brogdon. Pass to George. Here's Carrington. Oh, deflected to the wing, right side. And again, it's Washington with a 3.
The three-point shot has been his weapon of choice this quarter.
Hero for 3. He drops it from range. He's got 7.
Both teams are starting to find a rhythm here.
And this is partly what the game has become, right? A matter of dueling three-point opportunities.
Here's Bay. Pass to Carrington. Brogdon with the ball. He's guarded by Hero. Little turnaround. And it's Brogdon missing. Miami trailing. Here's Ware. Launches it. It's hauled in by Carrington. There's a 4-second difference between the shot and game clock. Pass to Champagny. Brogdon with a screen on Adebayo. There's 14 seconds left to play in the half. Fires from the wing. Rebound by the Heat. Wiggins for 3. Wiggins for the triple. These teams have really gone back and forth.
Yeah, 5 lead changes already. This one's going to be a battle for sure.
And we're through the first half of play here in what's been a good one. Miami out in front. They're up by 2. Stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started. And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard. Washington has gone 6 of 14 from the perimeter tonight. We've got George, Marcus Smart out there with Bilal Coulibaly. Then there's Sarr, and it's Middleton in at the small forward. That's the group for Washington right now. Wiggins from long range, and the Heat, another 3.
And that's a good shot for Wiggins. I mean, he can be deadly from the corner.
And if you're a longtime Washington Wizards fan, you have to be pining for the glory days, Doris.
And think how far back those glory days were, the 1970s. Back then, they made 4 finals and won 1 championship. But since that point, BA, they haven't even made a conference finals. And yet again, they are in a rebuild. Incredible.
And it's out of bounds to the Heat as Miami retains possession. Champagny, he's checked in for Washington. Heat leading by 3. The Heat need to get one up in a hurry. Releases. Burke's no good. And for Washington, they're shooting the ball at 48% so far. It's Smart on the wing. He's guarded by Hero. Here's Champagny. No good on the 3.
Given his range, you'd expect him to capitalize on that opening.
Burks for 3. Nails it from 3. Burks has gotten himself on the board with a 3 there.
Well, Burks is a lethal three-point threat. This guy has such an effortless shooting stroke.
It's Smart on the wing. Just over a minute and a half played in the third. Here's Champagny. No points yet. The Wizards need to get off a shot here. Here's Sarr. Adebayo grabs the board. The Heat have got 2 of 3 from the floor in this third quarter. And there's another one for the Heat.
And what I love about Adebayo is he picks smart shots to take. Just an efficient offensive player.
Coulibaly on the wing. Wiggins against Middleton. From the top of the key. Yep, that one's good. Middleton's got 5 points. Heat leading by 6. Hero outside. And Marcus Smart picks up the foul. That's his first foul of the game.
Personal foul. First team foul. Substitution on the court.
A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play.
Well, the defense clearly was not interested in guarding him from downtown. They're very fortunate he missed.
Brad, you talk about NBA length. Alex Sarr has it in spades.
So many young bigs we're seeing these days. He combines that length with some guard skills as well. And that's a very intriguing package.
And an emphatic jam on the lob.
Oh, man. Between his size and mobility, Sarr is the perfect lob threat. And great job to establish position and square up.
So for the Wizards, Kispert comes in for Coulibaly, and Brogdon is subbed in for Poole. Jaquez is checked in for Miami. Wizards trail by 4. Pass to Carrington. Here's Sarr. George for 3. It's hauled in by Robinson. Miami has gone 2 of 3 from outside so far in the third quarter. Knocks it down from distance. Robinson's gotten himself going here. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Goes up from the top of the key. That shot is off.
And for him, that's a great look. Expect him to go right back to it if it's available.
No doubt. Very good play call, good execution. Sometimes it just doesn't fall.
Kispert's shot is good. And so it's Mitchell who brings up the ball for the Miami Heat. They've led by as many as 11. Pass to Jaquez. And again, it's Miami from deep.
They are unconscious from outside. And so far, the defense has had no answer.
Well, that's the whole point, isn't it? If you space the floor well enough, it's almost impossible for the defense to account for everyone.
Outside for Brogdon. 6 on the shot clock. This one for 3. They get the rebound. Sarr back to George. Pass to Brogdon. George, a screen on Anderson. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up.
Malcolm Brogdon does a nice job to commit, gets himself a trip to the free throw line.
The Wizards making a switch here. Gill's checked in, and Miami with a change here too. Highsmith's checked in. 32 seconds left in the third quarter here. Mitchell, the pass to Highsmith. Here's Larson. From deep. The shot, no good. And here's Kispert from the arc. Doesn't go for him. Launches a 3. Larson with the bucket. Larson's got 6 points.
Not everyone has the green light to take that 3 in transition, but he does, especially with the defense already set up protecting the paint.
Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits. It may be difficult to... And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
You talk about painting a magnificent picture with that dime. Just a great decision and a perfect delivery.
We call that putting it right in the pocket, and he knew what to do with it once it was there.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. Setting the floor for Miami. They've got Duncan Robinson. Andrew Wiggins is out there with Bam Adebayo. Then it's Terry Rozier, and it's Ware in at the 5. Kispert outside. It's hauled in by Robinson. Heat leading by 10. Rozier outside. Offline with a three. And for the Wizards, they're shooting the ball at around 42% for the game. Drains the triple.
And what an impact he's making from beyond the arc. A big three-pointer to narrow this lead.
That's where the bulk of his offense has come from, and they're going to need a few more of them before this one's over.
Here's where. That one's good. Nothing but net. And the Heat lead by 9.
For a center, Adebayo is an excellent passer. He's always so aware of his surroundings.
Rozier against Holmes. Rozier, a good look. Money from the wing. And now we get a little perspective here on how the hustle game has been for Miami.
You have to be a fan of the energy they've played with on the defensive end. Active hands and feet, and it's come up big a few times for them.
They've also been scoring on the break. With how difficult it is to get buckets in the half court, anytime you can push the ball in transition for easy ones, that's big time. Boy, the consistency he's had tonight has been impressive, really steady from the field.
Rozier looking around. Here's Robinson. The kick out to Wiggins. Sends it home from three-point land.
And for so many teams in the NBA, establishing the three-point shot is goal number 1 on offense. He's definitely doing his part tonight.
No doubt it's a growing trend, Greg, and he is highly accurate tonight.
That one falls. Fourth quarter of play. We're about 2.5 minutes through it now. Pass to Rozier. Now here's Adebayo. Pulls up. And the jumper is on the mark.
Just another thing that Bam brings to your team, the ability to knock down jumpers.
Poole, a screen on Robinson. The kick out to Johnson. Here's Carrington, pounded by Rozier. 5 to shoot. Here's Poole. And it's Miami with a rebound. Wiggins for 3. Rebounded by Johnson. Wizards trail by 12. Holmes passes to Johnson. The 3. Rebound Miami. Ware's got his 5th rebound in this one. Wiggins from long range. Connects from downtown. Wiggins got 6 points in the quarter.
They have a relentless mentality, even with the game in total control.
This is a textbook example of playing the possession and not the score. This team is doing a great job continuing to execute.
And the distance between the point totals for these teams tells the whole story. Just a fantastic effort, and you have to give it up for the Heat.
Well, they were focused on being productive at the arc tonight.
And it ended up paying off big time. Just an overwhelming performance.
And what a huge performance it was for Andrew Wiggins.
Boy, forget about his stats for a second, right? What impressed me most was his stamina. It seemed like he was involved in every play. And with that kind of activity, I don't know how you don't wear down.
Puts up a deep 3. That's tipped. Poole with the ball. Now guarded by Rozier. Poole's shot is off. And here's Miami. They're on a 15-4 run. Wiggins, no good. And it's Washington with the ball. It's an 18-point game. Here's Kispert. Oh, nice finish from the low block. That one's good. And here's Miami. They can simply hold on to the ball here.
No question, B.A. They deserve the win.
Robinson with it. 6 to shoot. From deep. So no problem for Miami as they get the win. A statement road victory.
there with Hero. Then it's Bam Adebayo. And it's Ware in at the 5 down low. And for the Hawks, in the post, it'll be Johnson and Okongwu. Trae Young is out there with Daniels. And it's Rizachet in at the 3 spot. Hero. And what a matchup we have here in the front court, Greg.
Yeah, each of these teams are anchored by their big men. I think it's going to be physical and highly intensified.
Here's Daniels out to the right wing. Okongwu with the screen for Rizachet. 6 on the shot clock. Young against Hero. From outside, off the mark. And here are the Heat. Now let's find out what head coach Quinn Snyder had to say to David Aldridge. David.
I asked Coach about facing off against Bam Adebayo, and he told me the dangerous thing about Bam is his versatility. He's able to play different roles for his team depending on the matchup. And that versatility makes it difficult to game plan against him. Guys?
I thank you, David. And so Adebayo will bring it up for the Miami Heat. Wiggins outside. Works with it. And Young picks him up defensively. There's Hero with the 3. Hero can't get that one to fall. Well, Branson's entering the NBA. Tyler Hero has been a constant scoring threat.
Yeah, Kevin, the scoring for Tyler Hero is always going to be there. He is a bucket, but the defensive improvement and really just the physicality that he needs to play with. Those are areas that Tyler could shore up a little bit to make sure he's on the floor for some of the biggest moments of a season.
Now, Hero. So first quarter just over a minute and a half in.
Ooh, he missed an easy chance to put some points on the board. He won't get a much better look at that kind of shot again here probably tonight.
Young finds Johnson. The tray. And Ware pulls it down. For Miami, they've gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. And here's Adebayo outside. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
Man, bigs like Adebayo got to drain shots to keep the defense honest. Nice to see him working on that part of his game.
Daniels from outside. Rebound by the Heat. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. Hawks have gone 0 of 5 here to start the game. Start for them. Out left to the wing. Wide open look here for Okongwu. That's in there. Johnson with the assist.
He just takes advantage of the D in a way that very few players playing today can do.
Here's Hero. And he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim.
And the defense knows that Hero can get that jumper working from just about anywhere.
Kicks it out to Johnson. Fires the 3. And Ware pulls it down. Miami leading by 5. A shot by Burks. Nobody around. Good on the 3-point shot.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
And Dwayne Wade is the first Heat player to be honored with the statue. And Greg, that's pretty significant for a very successful franchise.
And Kevin, well-deserved, right? D-Wade, the best player in franchise history. He helped bring 3 championships to the city. Plus, he's already got a street named after him.
And here's Young. After Tyler Hero hitting the 3. Daniels, no good. And here we go. Fast break. Wiggins has got it. And it's Jalen Johnson with the foul. That's his first foul. George Niang, he's checked in for Atlanta. Karis LeVert comes in for Dyson Daniels. And Miami making a change here. And here's Adebayo outside. Drills it from outside. Adebayo's got his second basket of the night.
Yeah, they built up this lead 3 points at a time.
Well, a lot of importance placed on outside shooting. And tonight you can see why after that kind of quarter exploding from the perimeter.
Down he goes. Nice one there from Niang.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, both of them looking towards the three-point line. And I like to see that, especially when the results are made buckets.
Now, here's Okongwu. Lets it fly. in Atlanta again with the bucket.
And Trae Young playing floor general here. So good and so quick at finding the open man.
Kicks it out to Wiggins. Has to Ware. Mitchell outside. Wiggins outside. Here's Larson. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over.
Substitution on the board.
Here's LeVert. Hasn't made one yet. Aston Yang. Beyond the arc. And that one released in time, but no good. And so it's the Miami Heat with their lead standing. And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And let's take a moment, guys, to get your take on the scoring so far for Miami.
Well, they haven't wasted any time getting into a groove from deep, putting up and hitting a healthy amount of three-pointers thus far.
Well, they've done a great job tonight of getting out in transition, so that focus on fast break, that'll add to your total in a hurry.
They've got George Niang, also Clint Capella out there. Terrence Mann is out there with LeVert, and it's Krejci in at the point guard position. That's the group starting the second quarter for the Hawks. No one near Rozier as he lets it fly. Off target from outside. The Hawks trail by 6. And you watch Terry Rozier. His playmaking, Brent, has really ascended over the years.
Yeah, Terry has had a really good career and has been a little bit quiet and muted because of where he has played his career. But his opportunity as a secondary role guy to come in and score the basketball and put pressure on the defense, he is a go-to guy for stretches for any team.
Here's Krejci. Three-pointer, LeVert. It's good for his second make. He's made 2 of 3 so far.
From range, LeVert's one of those guys you have to respect his shot. He makes enough from beyond where you have to honor him.
Kind of like playing in the rec league, little to no defense on that possession, and the easiest three-pointer you can imagine.
Here's Niang. Akez defending. Up top, Niang. He has 5. Can't hit the turnaround jumper.
D giving him that shot, and that's probably not a good idea, but I guess they knew what they were doing that time.
Akez can't hit. The Hawks trailing. 2 minutes now played in the second quarter. Offensive rebound, and it's put back up and in by Capella.
And that work was done early as Capella just fought for his position down low.
Anderson wide open, drills the three-pointer. And the Heat lead by 5.
That's pretty much not how they want to defend the three-point line. Somebody's got to shadow him out there.
Krejci passes to Niang. And they come right back with their own three-pointer. Niang's got 8 points.
That's the kind of passing you want there. Work the ball around, keep it moving, try to get an assist on every bucket.
Larson, no good.
And I'm not sure that is a shot that he should be taking.
No, he should know better. He knows that's not his game, which is why we don't see him take that shot off.
Now, here's Rozier. And again, Miami with the triple.
And once Rozier spots that hole in the defense, he just doesn't hesitate. Just sends the ball to an open shooter.
Aston Yang. Where there's a lot of emphasis on three-point shooting, Greg. What's your opinion of that?
Well, Kevin, you know, stretching the D isn't just about how far out they have to defend. It's the distance between that and how far in you have to defend. That's why analytics favors shots at the rim and from distance.
Here's Mann. Heat knocking down the tray. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Mann's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. So Rozier will bring it up for Miami. They've led by as many as 11 points. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. The Hawks trail by 5. Mann passes to LeVert. They set the pick. Pass to Krejci. There's the triple. That's good. And it's LeVert with the assist.
A solid passer at his position. LeVert excels at finding his teammates when they're open.
Rozier for three. It's hauled in by Clint Capella. Capella's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Here's Mann. It's up a 3. And it's Miami with the rebound. Here's Larson. Jacks up a 3. Falls through. He's now made 2 of 4.
I'm not sure who is supposed to be guarding him. Ridiculous laps there defensively.
Hawks have gone 6 of 12 in the second quarter, right at the 50% mark from the field. Capella with a screen on Hakeem. Niang, that's good.
That's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
And the coach over there just asking for one simple thing, and that's some effort. Got burned on that one.
The tray. The rebound by Niang. There's a screen. Pass to Mann. Shoots the 3. Sinks the triple. Mann's got the lead up to 1 now for the Hawks. Rozier for 3. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this. Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. Here's who Eric Spoelstra is starting the second half with. Bam Adebayo is out there with Andrew Wiggins. Then it's Tyler Hero. Then there's Alec Burks. And it's Ware in at the 5. And the Hawks have been part of the play-in tournament 3 consecutive seasons.
Yeah, since that run, Kevin, in the 2021 conference finals, it has been tough sledding for Atlanta. They've really been stuck in middling in that 7 to 10 range, which is forcing you to play some tough opponents in those early rounds. But they have not overcome that.
And a wide open look for Hero. That's in, coming off an assist from Adebayo. Hero's got 10.
Well, the catch and shoot is where Tyler Hero excels.
And here's Young from the arc. Rebound by the Heat.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
The shot by Adebayo, no good. The Hawks trail by 5. Here in this third quarter, just over a minute play. Young from outside sinks the three-pointer. 6 points for him.
And that's where Young is just so comfortable. He lives well beyond the three-point line.
Now Hero, 10 points for him. Pass to Wiggins. Fires the 3. He can't get that one.
Really excellent defense there. They know he's capable of knocking it down from the outside, and they could not have played him better.
Rizachet with it, covered by Wiggins. They set the pick. Young's shot is off. For Miami, they've gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. Ware kicks to Hero. For the 3. Pass to Wiggins. And here's Adebayo outside. Connects from three-point range. Adebayo's got 6 here in this quarter.
Big-time scoring explosion in this one from Bam. Didn't think he would have this kind of offensive impact.
Miami leading by 5. Outside, Hero. Here's Burks. Connects on the 17-footer. Burks has got 5.
Yeah, you got to get up tighter than that. Some players you can give that much room to, but not him.
Well, G.A. Adebayo came from very humble beginnings.
Yeah, raised by his mother. And Kevin, Bam's main motivation in life was to get her out of that trailer. He worked extremely hard, and now arguably a top 25 player.
So it's Miami now, following the 3 by Atlanta. Hero passes to Wiggins. Back to Hero. The 3. Rebounded by the Hawks. Okongwu's now got 6 rebounds now in the game. They set the screen. Shot clock at 5. Atlanta needs to get off a shot here. Daniel from outside. Another 3 for Atlanta.
And this kid, Ricochet, is a team-first kind of player, willing to give it up to the open man.
It's Hero with the drive. Makes it off the glass. 12 points for him.
I just think that's trouble. You're gonna let that guy shoot layups. You're asking for it.
And Young kicks to Johnson. Johnson with a screen on Burks. Daniels dishes to Young. For the tie. It's hauled in by the Heat. They've led by as many as 11 points. Burks for 3. And it's Ricochet with the rebound. The Hawks trail by 3. In the corner, Daniels. From past the arc. Drills it from outside. Daniels has got 9 points here in the second half.
And it took him a little while, but he's really got that 3 working now. This has been a different quarter for him.
Adebayo with a screen on Young. Fires from deep. And Adebayo gets it to go on the assist from Hero. Adebayo's got 9 points in the quarter.
And guys, he's been a one-man air raid coming at them time and time again.
Kind of like he's in his living room right now. He's found a comfort zone. Once he gets that, the defense knows they're in trouble.
Hero passes to Burks. 20 feet out. He can't hit that time. That will count. No good on the last second attempt there. Tie game in Atlanta. And time for the short break and stay right. And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
You know, anytime a guy's in the post and the teammates know he's unselfish, great player movement can create an opportunity just like that.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the 4th quarter in what is still anybody's ball game. So with Johnson sitting on the bench, here's the 5 for Quinn Snyder right now. Daniels out there with Karis LeVert. Then there's Ricochet. Then there's Larry Nance. And Gay is in at the 4. Pass to Highsmith. Beyond the arc. LeVert grabs the miss. The Hawks trail by 3. On the wing, Daniels. Covered by Mitchell. LeVert with a wide open look. Bangs on the trifecta.
So impressive, the fortitude, the will to battle back, but it did take a lot of energy to get here.
Well, they didn't really have a choice at the position that they were. They had to fight hard. They've gotten that. They've outworked the other team. Just fighting tonight.
Here's Gay. Nance a screen on Adebayo. Daniel from outside. Rebound by Mitchell. And it's Mitchell with the ball for the Heat. Out to the wing. No one near Adebayo as he lets it go. Buries the long-range jumper.
No hesitation from Adebayo there. I had to love seeing him taking this shot with confidence.
Daniel. Pass to Ricochet. And Nance kicks to Daniels. 3-pointer. It's hauled in by Bam Adebayo. Adebayo's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Here's Robinson. 2nd minute off the clock now in the 4th. Ricochet with the steal. He takes it in.
That's a stomach punch, guys. Turn it over and give him a free run to the bucket.
Oh, you're so right. No question who has the momentum now.
execution with pace. That's a bad turnover that simply was telegraphed.
Goes up on the wing, yep, right through the net. Robinson's got 5 points now this quarter.
Well, a guy who gets most of his points from behind the three-point line. Nice to see Duncan using the touch in the mid-range.
And that one's good. Daniels.
And after all that time, finally, they've been able to tie it up here in the fourth quarter. What a comeback and what a finish we have in store.
That's amazing to think of what they've done here, being behind so long. Now they have a legitimate chance to win this thing.
Here's Ricochet. On the wing, Daniels. Left side, Nance. To take the lead. 5 to shoot. Back to Daniels. From the arc. It's hauled in by Bam Adebayo. Adebayo's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Outside Robinson. Stolen by LeVert. Tries a 3. Gay misses. They get a hand on it. Over to the left wing. Back to Robinson. Pass to Larson. From downtown. Tracks in the tray. And the Heat lead by 3.
Confident and composed on the three-point shot at a critical juncture.
To the wing on the left. Back to Daniels. Ricochet in the corner. 6 to shoot. LeVert in the corner. It counts. A tremendous 3 to tie it up.
Remember that one. Guys, a difference maker.
I'm wondering, is that the biggest shot of the game?
And the foul on Dyson Daniels. That's his first foul. 50 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Kicks it out to Hero. Pass to Ware. Off target from three-point range. Johnson with it. And Burks picks him up defensively. Young dishes to Johnson. To take the lead. Connects from downtown.
And this young guy relishes the pressure, stepping up there, confident in the clutch.
There's Hero with the 3. Rebounded by the Hawks. At the top of the key, Ricochet. Hawks passing it around. Young with no one around. And the 3 off target.
Looking to tie it up with a big triple.
You can bet that's what they're looking for this late in the game. They need that 3.
And that's a huge shot there. The three-pointer and the foul. Not the kind of defensive play they were hoping for.
He knocks down the clutch free throw.
And not the guy that you want to put at the line in these moments. He's not missing these.
And timeout is called by Quinn Snyder. This is a huge moment, folks, in this game. And he wants to be prepared. Guys, what are their best options now?
And this is it, guys. Down 1, they've got just enough time to work it around for a good shot, and it better be a good shot because it's the only shot.
Oh, he got it to go!
Patient.
Down it goes!
All right, David, thanks so much. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For break.
So the Wizards will get the first possession. And now the Washington Wizards starters. They've got Chris Middleton. Sarr out there with George. Then there's Marcus Smart. And it's Coulibaly in at the 2 spot. Now here's Smart. Knocked loose. Out left to the wing. And here's a Kongwu for 3. Up again. Oh, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
He really gets in perfect position for the follow. Just a terrific read.
Ooh, lots of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws will follow that whistle. Despite ups and downs, the Atlanta Hawks have remained in the hunt season to season, Stan.
Well, Brian, this team has a lot of resilience. They're scrappy, they're hardworking, and it's helped them stay on the margins, at least, of the playoff picture.
Pass to Rizachet. Beyond the arc. It's rebounded by George. And here's Smart. He'll bring it up for the Washington Wizards. And he goes in for the dunk.
He put a little flair on that one.
Yes, he did. Man, he's a strong finisher, huh? Now Young from the arc. It's not going to go for him. And just over a minute played here to start the game. And he lobs it up. It's stolen by a Kongwu. And now the Hawks on the break. Oh, and Johnson slams it in.
What a two-way play. Just tremendous.
Yeah, the steal was slick. The slam topped it off.
And that is why you want to run off turnovers. Get down the floor before the defense is set.
Sarr misses. For Atlanta, they've gone 2 for 5 here in the first. Pass to Daniels. Outside Johnson. Here's Daniels, defended by Smart. Just 5 to shoot. The Hawks need to get one up here. And here's a Kongwu for 3. Counted from distance.
Even though he's young, Daniels tends to make the right decisions with the ball in his hands.
Smart against Young. Out of bounds, it'll go to the Hawks. And Washington making a change here. Kispert's checked in. Atlanta with the ball. 3-point lead. And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
I caught up with Quinn Snyder. He is aware of the amount of disruption that Marcus Smart can bring to an offense. He said you can't attack him in pick and rolls and go at him in ISO, so we'll have to keep his assignment moving and run him ragged when he's on defense. Sounds like it'll be a busy day for Smart. Back to you guys.
Great work, Allie. Thanks. And picked 20th back in 2021. Jalen Johnson might end up being the steal of that draft, coach.
Well, look, Brian, when we see guys take a big jump like Johnson has, it's usually because they have shot the ball better like he has. He's really blossomed during his 3rd year and still has plenty of room to grow.
Wizards trail by 6. Outside Coulibaly.
Oh, man. Between his size and mobility, Sarr is the perfect lob threat.
The Hawks have gone 4 of 9 in this one so far. Here's the pick. Young, the pass to Johnson. Atlanta again missing. Kispert outside. And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in this first quarter. Middleton outside. Just 5 on the clock. The Wizards need to get off a shot here. It's stolen by a Kongwu. Smart against Young. Pass to Rizachet. And Marcus Smart picks up the foul. That's his first foul. And Washington will go for a different look here. Capella, the pass to Niang. Shoots over George. And Atlanta misses again.
Well, I'm surprised that didn't fall for him. We know that's a shot he can hit, and there wasn't much resistance either.
Incredible. I mean, high energy in transition. Just beating the defense up the floor.
Yeah, the commitment to run is paying great dividends on the break.
Here's Johnson. Picked it. It's stolen by Johnson. Niang outside. Fires the 3. Sinks the tray.
Defensively, you have to stay connected to him on the perimeter.
Holmes finds George. Koulibaly with it. Takes a three. Yes, and it's George picking up the assist. Koulibaly's got 9.
Exchanging buckets from downtown. That's been a staple of tonight's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Washington's gone 1 of 2 from three-point land so far. Here's Carrington. It's tipped. Right side, Young. Niang outside. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one. Hawks ahead, leading by just... And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter. We'll see what happens here in the second. And a moment here to take a look at some hustle stats for the Hawks.
Well, our coaching staff has to be happy with how active they've been defensively, forcing turnovers and making the offense uncomfortable.
They're also managing to make lots of trouble for their opponent in transition. Right away, they're finding points on the break.
On the court right now for the Wizards. Kispert is out there with George. Then it's Jordan Poole, and it's Champagnie at the 5. Well, it was a tough season for the Washington Wizards, Grant. A franchise-low 15 wins.
You know, B.A., it started with trading away their star, Bradley Beal, before the season. But I like their new direction, prioritizing their future and developing talent.
They set the pick. Hits the three-pointer. Niang's got his second basket.
Way to rise to the occasion and snatch back the momentum.
Yeah, plenty of lead changes in this game. It's gone back and forth.
Poole shot is off. Atlanta's gone 1 of 2 from deep in the second quarter. Nance, the pass to Niang. Here's Krejci. Tries the spin move. Shot clock at 6. The 3-ball. And they recover it. Back to Niang. To the right side. Nance for 3. On target from range. Nance has got his first 3 points of the game.
This three-point shot looks so pure. The defense allowing him to get comfortable out there.
Oh, stolen by Nance. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
Well, the Wizards last season for the first time in a long time hitting the reset button. A losing record, no surprise, but they're trying to build something from the ground up. Enough of treading water in the middle, Brian. They're 45 straight seasons without hitting 50 wins, the longest such streak in NBA history.
Ooh, not good there, Allie. Thank you. Carrington kicks it to George. Oh, it's stolen by LeVert. Here's Krejci. Still no points. Niang inside. George defending. Niang, that's good. And now a 10-point Hawks lead.
And it gets even worse for them. I mean, he just waltzes down the lane, extending their advantage. Not good.
Well, it's not going to get any easier if they can't improve their defensive intensity. They got to show some fight.
All right, Graham, what do you think about Jordan Poole's nickname, the Pool Party?
Oh, it's very apt, right? Because when he's on, everyone is having a good time. But it also speaks to his relaxed attitude. He's out there to shoot and have fun while doing it. Almost had the steal. You have to love the pressure defense.
Yeah, deflections are a stat that a lot of teams track, disrupting the offense's rhythm and flow.
A new lineup here for Washington, and he gets the bucket.
And using that 6'7" frame to get in there and do work, Middleton will take on anybody.
That's a defender doing just enough to cause a miss on the layup.
Releases. Gay misses. The Wizards trail by 10. Pass to Koulibaly. Fires the 3. Hits the trifecta. Koulibaly's got 12.
Well, when you give him room like that, just expect it to go in.
And here's a Okongwu from behind the arc. Smart grabs a miss.
Well, you like the competitive mindset there, trying to answer right back. It just didn't fall.
Back to Koulibaly. Now Middleton fires the 3. Oh, he missed that one. 1 for 3 in this one so far. Ooh, poked away. And the Wizards on the break. Here's some... Oh!
Oh, my gosh. The athleticism.
To the middle. Here's a Kongwu. Got a hand on it. And a fast break now for the Wizards. Smart with a transition bucket.
Outstanding energy from Smart. I mean, pushing himself to get up the floor.
The three. That's good from a Kongwu on the assist from LeVert. 6 points for him.
And both teams running long-range plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
And we've got 28 seconds left in the second period. Daniels, that one's true.
Oh, good shot from Daniels. He understands he needs to keep knocking these down for his team.
And it's Smart missing. The Hawks lead by 8. Here's Daniels. Now the Wizards in transition. Back to Middleton. And so it's the Atlanta Hawks up by a healthy 8 points at the end of the period. Real appreciated, Allie. And we'll be coming right back after this break. Ready for the third quarter. And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast thus far. We're halfway through the game. Without question, Bilal Coulibaly displaying his skills today.
I like how they control the tempo and play to his strengths.
Yeah, he's found his spots, been patient with his shot selection, and it's paid off for himself and the team.
Risache and Johnson, they're the forwards. Tyson Daniels out there with Trae Young. And it's a Kongwu in at the 5. That's the 5 to begin the second half for Quinn Snyder. And 6-man, a common term in basketball, has a unique meaning for the Atlanta Hawks crowd.
Yeah, it's the name of their fan base. Extremely loyal and passionate, and they've swayed the outcome of games.
That is Trae's shot, the 3.
The deep ball from Young. He only needs a little wiggle room to feel comfortable firing away.
George outside, takes the 3. The rebound by Atlanta. Okongwu's got his 5th rebound in this one. Here's Daniels. And it's all from three-point range. The Wizards trail by 11. Pass to Middleton. Inside. Here's Sarr. And another miss by Washington. Atlanta has gone 1 of 4 here in the third from range. Down low. Here's the steal. And the Wizards on the break. George with the bucket. George has got his first points of the game.
Yeah, good floor recognition from Sarr. Encouraging to see him working on his passing like this.
Young from long range. Out of bounds. It'll be Washington's ball. The Wizards have gotten only 1 of 4 shots to fall in the second half. Smart with the ball, and Capella picks him up defensively. Nice shot by George.
And for the defense, that is a heart-sinking moment when you see him that wide open from beyond the arc.
Young, the pass to man. Nance for 3. The offensive rebound. Back to Young. Tries again. Clock at 2 from deep. Capella. Wizards trail by 6. Here's Coulibaly. That 3 off target. Had some space there after the pump fake. Nance left side. There's the triple. That one's good, and it's Young with the assist. Nance has got his second basket on the night. And Stan, they always say, for a player, confidence is such a big part of it. How can a coach instill that in a player?
Well, as your coach, I think your job is to create a system that the players believe in and they believe they can have success in. The rest of it has to come from inside of the players. They have to believe in themselves.
And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
The game on the line. Ice tray is dangerous, man. Young said, I've been owning the moment my whole life. That's what I do. I've worked too hard to be afraid of the moment. Brian?
Well, Allie, it definitely shows in his play. It's great stuff there. Thank you. Levert's checked in for the Hawks. Pass to Carrington. Three-pointer. Drills it from deep. Carrington's got 6 points.
Well, you love the unselfishness, makes the next pass, and enables his team to capitalize on the possession.
There's the three. Gets the three to fall. And the Hawks lead by 9.
Oh, nice ball movement by Levert. A welcome sign for this team. Now, B.A., you know they would love for him to get more of those opportunities.
Well, that would cut into the deficit quickly if he does. Young, the pass to man. And the Hawks with another three.
Yeah, defensively, if you come off someone, Young will find him.
Outside Koulibaly. Jacks up a three. And the Wizards with another three.
Exchanging buckets from downtown. That's been a staple of tonight's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
How's that for revenge? You know Young is looking to come right back with a triple of his own.
Kispert with the ball. And Capella picks him up defensively. Oh, the shot no good by Kispert.
Those are precisely the looks this team is trying to create.
Yeah, quality offense will serve you well in the long run. You can't settle for bad shots.
The Wizards trail by 10. On up the court. Puts up a three. Drops in the three. Kispert's gotten himself going with a triple. His first basket of the game. Now Young. 6 points for him. Outside man. And here's Levert for three. Oh, and he just knocked down the buzzer beater.
Buzzer beating backbreak.
And so it's the Atlanta Hawks ending the quarter up 10. Hey, 3 points is better than 2. They built this lead by tacking on that extra point at the end of possession. We'll be right back with you shortly. And let's take this opportunity to show you our State Farm assist to the game.
And I'll tell you what, this was a no-brainer tonight. Take a look at the precision on this feed. Couldn't place it any better.
Yeah, that's high-level playmaking. He makes it look easy, but it's not.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth quarter. Fourth quarter on the court for the Wizards. Kispert is out there with Sadiq Bey. Then it's Malcolm Brogdon, and it's Carrington in at the 2-guard. Atlanta leading by 10. Brogdon from outside, from deep. Brogdon!
What control from Brogdon. The pull-up is so hard to master.
Young looking over the floor. Here's Johnson. That's in. Coming off an assist from Young. Young's got his 4th assist with that last one. Launches a three. And again, Washington with a triple.
And that is why you want the ball in Brogdon's hands, running your offense.
Young, the pass to Daniels. Outside Johnson. 4-3. Rebounded by Champagny. Wizards trail by 6. Three-pointer Kispert. Okongwu with the rebound. Okongwu's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Young with it. He's picked up by Kispert. The three from Rizichet. Gets the 3-ball to go. And the Hawks lead by 9.
Yeah, get used to seeing that. Rizichet will be nailing threes for many years to come.
The 3 is up. Atlanta with the rebound. Johnson's got 5 rebounds tonight. Here's Daniels. Lets it fly. The shot by Johnson, no good.
Well, if you give him that shot again, I'm willing to bet he nails it, especially with that lack of defensive effort.
And he's really made his mark with the three-pointer today, and that's another big one.
And when you have shooters feeling it from distance, it feels like no lead is safe because points can get put up and hurt.
So Washington ends up going with a new group. Here's Young. The three from Ricochet. Knocks down the triple.
So good off the catch. The defense has to guard Ricochet better than this.
From deep, Sarr. Rebounded by Johnson. And Young has got the ball here for the Hawks. They held a 12-point lead earlier. Daniels misses. Wizards trail by 9. Here's Coulibaly. Misses the three.
They need buckets to stay in this game. That's not the shot they're looking for.
Smart for three. The Wizards with another miss. Atlanta's got 2 of 5 threes to go here in the fourth. Offensive board. Here's Johnson. Spins. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Oh, George with a steal. To the paint. Middleton outside for three. The shot off that time. The Hawks lead by 9. Outside Young. Fires from deep. It's rebounded by Washington.
Given his range, you'd expect him to capitalize on that opening.
Middleton from the outside knocks down the long J.
Now, if you're the defense, you can't allow Middleton to heat up out there. I mean, he can be so efficient from long range.
There's Daniels. That's in. Coming off an assist from Young. Young's got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. Wizards trail by 9. It's stolen by Johnson. Pass to Ricochet. There's the screen by Johnson. And the Hawks with another three. And what's your take, guys, here on the hustle stats for the Hawks?
Well, all you can ask for is your guys to be really active on D, and they've been more than that tonight.
And another note, how about the way they've cashed in off turnovers, taking advantage when given the extra opportunity. And they had an advantage tonight. Came out sharp and did what was needed. Nice win here for the Hawks.
And a big part of their success was the second chance buckets they secured tonight.
Yeah, it's just proof that being aggressive on the boards can pay game-winning dividends.
And they got a lot of great solo efforts tonight, but probably none bigger than the performance for Trae Young.
Well, what an unselfish display from him tonight. Sharing the ball, creating for others, just beautiful basketball.
Snatched up. Here's Daniels. Tried to bank it in, but it misses.
At this point, it just feels like it's over.
Yeah, time is not on their side. The score is not on their side. Nothing you can do.
George outside. Launches it. Okongwu with the rebound. Here's Daniels. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Okongwu.
Substitution on the court.
So it's Atlanta picking up the win. Even early on in this game, they appeared happy to be playing it. All right, Allie, thank you.